Giants of the Ice Age. The Pleistocene Epoch, beginning 2.6 million years ago, was an age of extremes. Ice advanced and retreated in vast cycles, sculpting plains, rivers, and mountains. Across this shifting world thrived creatures of immense size and power, mammals armored like tanks, predators with fangs like sabers, birds with wings wider than small planes. These were the giants of the Ice Age, shaping their landscapes as much as the climates shaped them. Tonight, we journey across frozen tundras, dense woodlands, and tropical plains to rediscover these titans. Their stories tell us not only of survival and adaptation, but of the world humanity inherited and forever changed. Across the cold steppes of Eurasia roamed the woolly mammoth, cloaked in shaggy brown hair. With tusks spiraling up to 4 meters, they carved through snow to uncover buried grasses. Herds were led by matriarchs who carried the memory of migrations across thousands of miles. Deep, resonant trumpets echoed through valleys, guiding calves through blizzards. Mammoths shaped the tundra, spreading seeds, trampling paths, and creating landscapes where life followed in their wake. To early humans, they were both a source of survival and symbols of power, immortalized in cave art as towering lords of the Ice Age. In warmer grasslands of North America, the Columbian mammoth stood taller than its woolly cousin. With long, curved tusks and sparse hair, it thrived in open prairies, grazing alongside bison and horses. Unlike tundra-adapted mammoths, Columbians sought river valleys and forests. Their presence shaped ecosystems. By uprooting trees, they kept grasslands open for countless grazers. Their trumpets carried for miles, echoing across the plains. Towering at over 4 meters at the shoulder, these giants commanded respect, reminding us that the Ice Age was not only cold, but also vibrant with diversity. The American mastodon, though elephant-like, belonged to an ancient lineage. Shorter and stockier than mammoths, mastodons browsed forests, tearing down branches with their straighter tusks. Their molars were ridged for chewing twigs and bark rather than grass. Low rumbles resonated through woodlands as family groups moved carefully between trees. Swamps and wetlands were their stronghold, where mastodons fed on soft plants and roots. 2 early hunters. Mastodons were formidable prey, their thick hides and temper making them dangerous to confront. These giants remind us of the forested heart of the Ice Age world. The largest elephant to ever walk the earth, Paleoloxodon namadicus, stood nearly 5 meters tall. Its long, straight tusks stretched forward like spears. Found in Asia's grasslands and forests, it dominated its environment by sheer size alone. Its powerful rumble vibrated through the ground, a seismic signal of its presence. Few predators dared to challenge it. Only humans posed a true threat. As a living colossus, Paleoloxodon reminds us how immense proboscideans could become, pushing the very limits of mammalian size. With tusks curving downward like hooks, Dinotherium was unlike any elephant alive today. Standing 4 meters at the shoulder, it browsed warm forests and savannas. Its tusks were used not for combat, but to pull down branches and strip bark. Deep, low rumbles carried through humid air as herds migrated along rivers. This ancient lineage stretched back millions of years, a reminder of the diverse experiments nature made with proboscideans before the cold of the Pleistocene reshaped their world. Known as the Siberian unicorn, Elasmotherium carried a horn estimated at 2 meters long, shaggy-coated, with a head built to bear its massive weight. This rhino grazed the cold steppes of Eurasia. Grunts and snorts echoed as it lowered its head to dig through snow for grasses. Its horn was likely used not for battle, but for digging and display. Some believe its legend may have inspired early unicorn myths among humans. Yet, behind the myth stood a true Ice Age titan. Long before mammoths, the towering Paraceratherium strode Asia's subtropical woodlands. Standing 6 meters tall at the shoulder, it was the tallest land mammal ever known. With no horns, it fed peacefully, using its long neck to strip leaves, like a living giraffe-rhino hybrid. Its deep bellows echoed through open valleys. Despite its size, Paraceratherium vanished millions of years before the peak of the Ice Age, leaving only bones to tell of a creature that dwarfed all that came after. The Pleistocene Epoch, beginning 2.6 million years ago, was an age of giants. Glaciers advanced and retreated in endless cycles, reshaping land and sea. The climate forged vast grasslands, frigid tundras, and lush forests where colossal mammals and fearsome predators thrived. From the frozen steppes of Siberia to the sunlit plains of South America, life evolved into forms of staggering scale. Mammoths, saber-tooths, giant sloths, and monstrous bears dominated their worlds, leaving behind bones, myths, and mysteries. Tonight, we step into this vanished realm where survival was brutal, but beauty and power reached their greatest heights. This is the story of the giants before us, their lives, their struggles, and their legacy carved into the earth. On the icy steppes of Eurasia, the woolly mammoth reigned supreme. Cloaked in dense fur, its tusks curved like ivory scythes, stretching up to 4 meters. Herds were tightly knit, led by matriarchs who remembered ancient migration paths. Trumpets resonated across valleys, guiding calves through snowstorms. Their massive feet carved trails in ice, opening paths for other species. Mammoths were more than grazers. They shaped ecosystems, spreading seeds and sculpting the land. To humans, they were both sustenance and symbol, etched into cave walls as lords of a frozen world. Southward, The Colombian mammoth thrived in warmer plains. Taller than its woolly cousin, with sparse hair and sweeping tusks, it ruled the prairies of North America. Colombians grazed river valleys, keeping landscapes open for bison and horses. Their rumbles traveled miles, signaling the rhythm of migration. In herds, they moved like living fortresses, yet in life's balance, even giants fell to predators, to hunger, and eventually to humans. These mammoths remind us that Ice Age life was as much about warmth and grass as it was about cold and snow. In the shadowed forests of North America lived the mastodon, shorter, stockier, and shaggier than mammoths. Mastodons browsed woodlands. Their straighter tusks and ridged teeth tore bark and twigs instead of grass. Herds moved carefully, their low rumbles vibrating through forest canopies. Swamps and wetlands were their domain, where they fed on reeds and soft plants. Though formidable, mastodons fell to human hunters, their bones often buried beside stone spear points. They were titans of the forest giants, not of open tundra, but of shadowed trees. The mightiest elephant to ever live, Polyaloxodon namadicus, towered nearly 5 meters at the shoulder. Its straight tusks stretched forward like lances, some over 4 meters long. In Asia's forests and plains, it moved like a living colossus, shaping paths through woodlands. Its calls were seismic, felt through the ground as much as heard. Few predators dared approach a herd, for their sheer mass was deterrent enough. These elephants pushed mammalian size to its limit, reminders that Earth once carried giants beyond our imagination. With tusks curving downward like hooks, Dinotherium stood apart from all its relatives. At over 4 meters tall, it fed on tree branches and bark, using its tusks like tools. Found across Africa and Eurasia, it thrived in warm forests and open savannas. Its calls were deep, rolling across valleys like distant thunder. Unlike mammoths and mastodons, Dinotherium vanished before the peak of the Ice Age, yet its strange form reminds us that Proboscidean evolution was a story of endless experimentation. The Siberian unicorn, Elasmotherium, carried a horn estimated at 2 meters long. Its massive skull bore the weight, while its shaggy coat shielded it from cold. Grazing the Eurasian steppes, it dug through snow with grunts and snorts. Its horn was likely a tool for foraging and display, perhaps used in combat during the rut. Some suggest ancient tales of unicorns may trace to this beast. But behind myth was reality, a rhino like no other, surviving into the dawn of humanity. Paraceratherium, long before the Ice Age, was the tallest land mammal ever. At 6 meters tall, with no horns, it resembled a colossal, hornless rhino. It used its long neck to strip treetop leaves, like a giraffe-rhino hybrid. Its deep bellows echoed across open valleys of Asia. Though it vanished millions of years before mammoths, its bones remind us that Earth once carried beasts taller than houses, gentle herbivores, whose size alone made them untouchable. Coated in thick fur, the woolly rhinoceros braved the cold steppes of Europe and Asia. Its massive, curved horn, nearly a meter long, was lowered to sweep snow aside. Grunts and snorts echoed as it unearthed grasses. Despite its size, it faced danger from cave lions and humans alike. Cave paintings show humans knew this beast well, sketching its horn and hump with remarkable detail. To survive, the woolly rhino relied on strength, endurance, and the frozen plains that once stretched endlessly across Ice Age Eurasia. In Australia's plains roamed Diprotodon, the largest marsupial ever. Related to wombats and koalas, it stretched 4 meters long. Herds browsed eucalyptus woodlands, their low grunts echoing. With no predators large enough to challenge them, they thrived until humans arrived. Aboriginal stories may recall their presence, woven into legends of giant beasts. Diprotodon's thunderous steps shaped the continent till its disappearance reshaped the balance of Australia's wild. The giant ground sloth, Megatherium, rose to 6 meters when upright. With long claws, it pulled down branches, feeding on leaves. Its size rivaled elephants, yet it moved slowly, bellows echoing across South American plains. Despite its gentle herbivory, those claws could defend against predators. Humans, however, hunted it. Bones, found alongside spear points, tell the tale. Megatherium was both a gentle titan and a reminder that even giants fall when humans spread across continents. Like a walking tank, Glyptodon carried a domed shell 3 meters long. Grazing South American savannas, it fed on tough grasses. Its heavy armor and clubbed tail deterred predators. Though humans may have used its shells as shelters, alone cannot guarantee survival. Strange and elegant, Macrochenia looked like a camel with a short trunk. Found in South America, it grazed open plains and woodlands. Its nasal trunk helped it graze and smell predators from afar. Low trumpeting sounds echoed as it fed in herds. Discovered by Darwin, it puzzled science for centuries until DNA revealed its kinship with horses and tapirs. Stocky and muscular, with fangs nearly 20 centimeters long, it hunted by ambush. In open woodlands, Smilodon leaped onto prey, sinking its sabers into vulnerable throats. Its roars shook the plains, warning rivals. Fossils from tar pits reveal social behavior, perhaps pride-like groups. Yet their reliance on large prey spelled their doom when megafauna vanished. Smilodon remains the symbol of the Ice Age predator. The American lion, Panthera atrox, was the largest cat to ever live. Taller than modern lions, It prowled North American plains. Solitary or in small groups, its deep roars carried for miles. With immense power, it brought down bison and even young mammoths. Its fossilized tracks show swift pursuit across open land. Yet, like its prey, it succumbed at the close of the Ice Age. The American lion was a king without equal. In Europe and Asia, the cave lion reigned. Larger than modern lions, cave art depicts them without manes, sleek and powerful. Their echoing roars carried across tundra, claiming dominance. They hunted horses, deer, and sometimes even humans. To Ice Age peoples, they were both fear and inspiration, immortalized on cave walls. The cave lion's shadow stretched long across frozen Europe. Deep howls pierced Ice Age nights, the voices of dire wolves. Larger than today's wolves, with crushing jaws, they hunted in coordinated packs. Their strength lay in numbers, bringing down bison, horses, even mastodon calves. Standing over 3.5 meters, it towered above rivals. Opportunistic, it scavenged carcasses, drove cats from kills, and foraged widely. Roars shook forests as it claimed dominance. Few dared oppose it. Yet, as ecosystems shifted, even giants lost their ground. Archaeotherium remains a symbol of brute Ice Age power. Its growls echoed over open land as it patrolled vast territories. Rival predators gave way to its dominance. Yet, reliance on large prey made it vulnerable when ecosystems changed. Arctatis was a ruler of wide horizons, a hunter who vanished as the Ice Age closed. In Australia's dry forests lurked Megalania, a monitor lizard 7 meters long. Venomous saliva made its bites deadly, while its size gave it dominance. It stalked kangaroos and diprotodons, hissing low before ambushing. Though reptilian, it was as fearsome as any mammal predator. Megalania represents the deadly experiments of evolution in isolation. Along North American lakes lived castoroids, the giant beaver. 2 meters long, with incisors the size of chisels, it gnawed trees into timber. Splashing tails echoed as they built lodges. Unlike today's beavers, they may not have built dams, but their presence shaped waterways. Grunts and splashes marked their territory. Castoroids shows how even rodents could become titans of their world. In South America, Joseph Fortigasia, the largest rodent ever, weighed as much as a bison. With giant incisors, it gnawed bark and reeds along wetlands. Herds fed together, their grunts echoing. Its size alone deterred predators, but it remained vulnerable to saber-tooths and bears. Joseph Fortigasia reminds us rodents were not always small. They too joined the ranks of Ice Age giants. The Irish elk, Megaloceros, carried antlers spanning over 3 meters. Males bugled across open plains, their calls echoing in the rut. Their antlers were both weapon and display, symbols of strength. Herds grazed woodlands, shaping clearings with their size. Though elegant, the weight of their antlers may have hindered them as climates changed. They remain icons of Ice Age majesty. In the skies soared Argentavis, with wingspans over 7 meters. Riding thermals, it traveled vast distances without flapping. From cliffs, it watched 4 carcasses swooping down to dominate meals. Harsh croaks echoed as it landed, scattering rivals. Argentavis was master of the air, a reminder that giants flew as well as walked. In Asia's bamboo forests lived Gigantopithecus, the largest ape ever. Standing 3 meters tall, it fed mainly on bamboo. Deep chest beats and hoots echoed through forests. Gentle herbivores, they lived quietly yet their size made them legends. Some believe memories of Gigantopithecus inspired myths of great apes still told today. They were the silent giants of Asia's jungles. The giants of the Ice Age were more than creatures. They were engineers of ecosystems, shapers of landscapes, and symbols etched into human memory. From mammoths and saber-tooths to sloths, bears, and birds, their stories span continents. They remind us that size is not eternal, and even the mightiest fall, but their legacy endures, carried in stone, in story, and in the land itself. The world we know was built upon the footsteps of giants.